Alright, here we are. It is New Year's Day 2018, and I'm going to run Mississippi and Missouri reports. And I usually do the monthlies on the first Monday of the month, but for today we're going to pretend like it's the first. So,
It's actually New Year's Eve today.
yeah, it's actually New Year's Eve, but we're going to act like it's the first. So to start out, we're going to go to Internet Explorer, and in my favorites I have the location. It's MSSOS download, and it knows my password. Okay, we're also going to go, well, I guess I can just go ahead and, alright, see, the last thing they put up was from 1223, and that's not right. They should have 1230 up there. I have to email Mississippi a lot, and I'm going to go ahead and do that now and pause. So here's the person that I email at the Mississippi Secretary of State, Natika Hill Mac, and in the subject I just put no UCC files, and then I can make a little note, please check on this.
Now, do you know if the files are supposed to be automatically produced? Like, even if, it fell on a federal holiday or something where they were off, would the file still supposed to automatically be generated?
Yeah, it is. So let's minimize that and get into Chrome. I use Chrome for Missouri, and just click this thing up here, and uh, and then the password. No, they forgot my password. But that's good, because I was going to show y'all where the passwords were anyway. So, starting with my documents, go down to Trahan Solutions, Agreements, and then it's going to be in here. Well, that's the Mississippi password right there. And why is that up? What? I'm going to pause this and get back to it. Okay, we're back recording. Here's the Missouri password. So that's different, but the password is down here. So I'm going to copy that, and then paste it into here. My username is UCC Pipe Trahan. UCC, and then it's, where is it? Oh, Shift, and then under the backspace key, Sign in. UCC data. And then you go to the full data pipe and look for the last one, and yep, 1231. So we want to right click, open a new tab is fine, and it's already downloading. So we'll pause until that's done. Okay, the file has finished downloading. I'm going to click on it down here. And it pops up. Alright, I'm going to go back to my Explorer, File Explorer. Get back to Documents. And it's going to be Tron Solutions, Reports, Missouri, and Text Files. Now these are the last week's text files. As you notice, there's going to be 4 that we use here, and it adds a few, but we have to delete everything except for filings. And this new one is going to bring in a new filings, new file called filings. So we have to change this one to old filings. And now we can bring these things in. Debtors, filing amendments, filings, and secured parties. So drop those in there. Now pull up Access, Microsoft Access with the A. Click on Missouri over here. Since we're going to be doing monthly as well, okay, for the weekly reports we would run the new filings macro, but since we're going to do monthly, we want it to calculate what's lapsing, so we're going to run this one, get new filings and lapses. Run it, and that will take about 10 or so minutes, so we're going to go on pause again. Okay, so we're back and Access is done pulling in the text files for Missouri. You can normally tell that it's done when you don't see anything at the bottom telling you that it's doing something. And then, as Joey just mentioned, you can click around in these rows. You could also come over here and just make sure that there's a lot of text files. How many is that? It's going to tell me. "15 items selected." So you should have 15 text files. Alright, so we can close all this out now. Close. And come into Excel. Open other workbooks. Browse. So this is the documents. You go into Tri-Hunt Solutions, Reports, Missouri. You come to New Small Report. There's not a regular or a old small report. It's just new. That's what it's called. You want to open that.
Is that the same thing file you would open if you were just doing a weekly report instead of the monthly?
Yeah, everything's the same. Alright, but here, so we go to developer, click on macros, and we're going to get new filings, which is the same as we would do if we were just doing the weekly reports. Okay, so it's done downloading the new filings, and it pops up this message box to look in the check states column, and I just like to do that for just to make sure all the state abbreviations are correct. The errors usually happen in Mississippi, not Missouri. But so this is an extra column, and the filter is already set. So you hit this, the down arrow, and it's got a return. So okay, it's because one of the secured parties is in Toronto, and so we're not going to worry about that one. Run over here. Debtor 1. They've got 1 too. Ontario. Yep. On debtor 2, there's nothing.
Oh, go back and do that again.
Okay.
How you know there's nothing?
Because it just, the only thing I can select is blanks.
Oh, okay.
Okay, so now we can come back to the data tab, turn the filter off, come back over here, but we have to go back to developer. We have to do the macro last before mailers. That's going to get rid of those extra columns that were added. So do that. It tells me it's ready for mailers. Save it. And you right click the corner up here, left of the first column and above the first row. Right click it, copy, get a new file, and you have to paste special the values and the formats. Okay, and then you're going to save it. You're going to save it on the desktop. So browse, desktop, save it as MO for Missouri. Alright, and then get rid of it and come back into the new small report, and we're gonna get the lapsed filings. We can leave all of this the same because it's gonna override it. But click run the lapsed columns or get lapsed filings. And then this will take 20 minutes or more, possibly. So we're gonna pause out until it's done. Okay, so the filings that have already lapsed, going back a year, have already come out. You can see lapsed in, October 18, January 18. Anyway, we're gonna copy and paste into a new file again and save it. I have to do the paste special because I don't know, there's just stuff attached to the cells because of the macros. That's all you need to know. Alright, so we're going to save it, browse, desktop, MO lapsed. Alright, so that's done. Exit out. Coming back into the new small report, we're going to do get lapsing filings. Filings within 180 days of lapsing. And then that's going to be another 20-minute delay, so we'll pause and come back when it's done. Okay, so the lapsing things just finished, so we're gonna
Did you resume?
Yeah, so we're gonna copy and paste just like before to a new document.
Did you have to run the last before mailers?
Oh no, for the lapsed and lapsing, I don't do the checking. So, alright, and then save, browse, desktop, MO lapsing. Alright, close that out. Can minimize that. Now we're going to open up Melissa data. We're going to get 3 of them. It would be 4, but we don't have Mississippi. Alright, so we're going to open up one of the files. Go to Excel, and then it's going to default to, well, we were working on that earlier, but from the desktop, MO lapsed. Okay. Alright, then we're going to do SP County, set that as a county by clicking this box over here. SP address, delivery address, city, state, and then zip. You'll see an extra line between the zip and the debtor one if you forgot to do the last before mailers macro. And if that happens, you can delete the 3 columns later, or you can start over and go back and do that macro. Okay, and then come back to address check and click go. And then
Is Melissa Data strictly an email program?
no,
Is that what? Okay.
Melissa Data cleans up all kinds of stuff. It can organize your bulk mail. It can, what I use it for is to assign a county. Because if I can give everything a county, I know where to send it. So I'm doing the other files too. It's going pretty fast today. That's good. Now, if I was smart, I would have done it all in a line and then reconverted it back in Excel, but I didn't. All in a line, I mean I could check the secured party and both debtors all at once. But I didn't do that, so oh no, I need, wait a second. Yeah, no. Alright, so I need to put county for that. And then here, address, city, state, zip. Alright, when it's done, hit close, back to address check, format, and then change it out. So D1 county, and you can double click to uncheck and check back. So that's the new county. And then this is the new address. So unclick, click. Oops, too many. So address, city, state, and zip.
New, you mean you're changing it to the debtor's information
Right,
rather than the secured party?
right. I'm checking the debtors' addresses
Okay.
and whether they're deliverable or not. You don't have to go back up to the menu. It kind of saves it for you the next time around. D1 county. The first time you go through it, I'll show you. The first time you go through it, you would have to come back over here to the address check before you could click go. But after you do the secured parties, it remembers it and it's right there ready for you.
Is this preparing for an emailing or a physical mailing?
We can go ahead and pause because it's a little time consuming on the debtor ones. Okay, so after the debtor 1, gotta come back and get debtor 2. Come on, tick tock, tick tock. Alright, close it up. And then you're going to find all of.
Start again.
Yeah, I already did.
Oh, my bad. Okay.
So I'm going to go back to the files. Select one, hold control, and click the other ones. Hit enter and it'll open all 3. And we're going to run each of them through the new small report again. So this one is the lapsed. Right click up there again, copy, come down here, the new small report. Then I can just make a new tab, enter to paste it, and then we're gonna run last macro mailers. Well, last macro lapses. That's the last before mailers that we already did. Last macro lapses. Run. Okay. And it automatically created a new workbook. And it's in here. And you can go ahead and label this lapsed. Alright. Minimize that. Now let's get the lapsing. MO lapsing that we just ran through Melissa data. Copy that. Bring it into the new small report. You can delete that or add another one. Enter. Macros. Last macro lapses again. Alright, and then there's some manual parts coming up. So we need 4 tabs and we need all of this stuff. So we're going to come down here, right click, move or copy, move to the end. You have to click create a copy. And it made another one. You can control and click the first one, right click, move or copy, move to the end, create copy, and it'll put another 2 out there. So this one is going to be 182 laps. And I like to come over here, come to this line. That original file number means nothing. These are the days to lapse. I like to go all the way to the bottom and leave it there. So if I'm going to double check myself, I can easily click on the 180 to lapse and I see the 179 there, and I know that I did it right. So for this one, we'll call this one 92 laps. This one 45 to lapse. And this one 90 to 121 2 laps. Alright, so we gotta come back to the 90. Not there. Okay. So we only want it's 90 to lapse, but since day 1 is 0 and not 1, we want to find the Control F, find a 90, and then click the row that has that 90. Move the cursor until it makes that right there. Then hold Shift and double click. And it'll go all the way down. Right click, delete. Click on that last 89 and we're good. Same thing here, except we're going to find 45. And this one, we're going to search for 90. And we're going to click the 89 above it. Click the whole row and then scroll all the way up. Oh, dang. I'm supposed to click Shift before I did that. So now I gotta go back. Oh well, yeah, I gotta unselect that. Come up here, hold the Shift button while I click row, select row 2, delete. Alright, so we're starting at 90. Now I gotta go to 122 and I'm gonna delete 122 on down. A particular bank wants 90 to 120. So,
I got you.
and then we'll pause right here. Okay, we're back. When we get to this point, I like to always just, click back on the first tab, and then we're going to save it. File, save as, browse, and it puts me in my documents. So, Tryon Solutions, reports, Missouri, and then MO lapse reports, and we're gonna lie and just say that this is 1-1 already. Okay, and that's just for me to have it as a reference, but really, I mean, it's false tomorrow, because all of these lien filings are not going to be, tomorrow. They'll be lapsing in 178 days, the ones that we're looking at right here, not 9. But I just like to keep it. Alright, so close that. We're going to get the MO, which is the new filings now, and copy and paste it into the new small report. Add another sheet. And the macro we're going to do here is just last macro, not last macro lapses. So do that, and it's ready. There are 4,795 filings. 4697 of which got assigned a county in Missouri, and the other ones you can see, like the secured parties, are out of state, as well as the debtors. So they stay in the report for me, but they don't ever go to any of my customers. And then
As if both the secured party and the debtor are out of state.
right.
If one if one of them is in state, either one.
If either one is in state, then they get assigned to county that they're in. So we're gonna copy and paste this into a new file. And we're gonna hit save, browse, Tryon Solutions, reports, Missouri, and then we're gonna see. These are all the weekly stuff, and I didn't do last week. And we're gonna call this. I click on one of these things, so it'll give me most of the stuff, but I have to come down here to change the date. So it's now going to be 01 dash 01 dash not, oh no, that's not how I did it. Sorry, 2019 0101. Okay, save. Alright, now everything is ready to move into the UCC emailer. So we're going to open that up. Browse. We're already in Missouri. It finally figured out where I wanted to be. So UCC emailer. There's other ones like Safe. That was when I was trying to change it or fix it. So just ignore that. UCC emailer. And then we're going to go ahead and delete the data tab. The data tab is how the emails are sent. It's going to send what's in the data tab, unless it's a lapsing or lapsed report. So here, the MO, copy, where's my UCC email? Oh, right down here. Okay. Paste. And this is the weekly report. And I like to go ahead and do that. Now I have to get, for the monthly subscribers, I put MTH. I have to get this, copy and paste, and then I always go, wait a second, those aren't ready. Okay, dang it. Okay, we're gonna back up because you see the three columns. No, that's not right. That came out of, that was 3 columns for Melissa data, and we already used that in. So I'm gonna delete everything out of here. What we need is the thing we just saved. Oh, down here. See, that's 1 column of counties. That's what we want. So, copy. Paste into the week tab. Alright, now for the month. At this point, I like to just get rid of other things like this book 4 that was yeah, that was the lapsed. So yeah, just go ahead and delete them. Don't save. I need that. The MO lapsed for the Melissa data, the MO, and the MO lapsing we use for Melissa data. We also don't need this new small report anymore. Sure, save changes. So now all we've got is the weekly report, UCC emailer, and the MO lapse reports. So we're gonna come back to this right here. Click the file date. Get the little crossbars. Double click so it'll go all the way down. Now we're gonna open up each of the previous weekly reports. Which will be, so 12/3, that went with the November reports because it's the first of the month. So we're going to use 12/10 and 12/17, and that'll give us, well, along with what we just did, that will give us the quote-unquote December reports. So what we do is underline row 2, hold the shift button, double click down the file date, Control C to copy, come over here to the 2019-0101, Control V to paste, get back down to the bottom again, and we're going to come to 12/10. Oh, we already did 12/10. So we're going to go to 12/17. Hold shift, go all the way to the bottom, right click, or Control C. They're the same. And yeah. And then you can do Control V or just hit enter. Now I want to sort it. To sort it, add 3 levels, 4 total. Sort first by county, then by secured party, then by file type, then by file date. Okay. Get it back up to the top. And this is still the weekly report as far as what it's named. So do not hit save. You have to come to File, Save As. Save it as a new file. Otherwise, you're going to overwrite the weekly one. So, Save As. You just click on one of these. And we're going to change the name to December. MO 2018 December weekly reports. Save. Okay. Now we're gonna come up here, click copy, come to the UCC emailer, and you get a new sheet. paste it. Delete this. That was wrong. Call this MDH. Now we need to bring in the lapsed stuff. So here we go. The lapsed reports. So the first tab is selected. Hold Shift, click the last tab, right click, move or copy, find the UCC emailer, move to the end, create copy. You do the create copy, just do it. Okay. Now it puts it into the UCC emailer. Now we can get rid of all this stuff. The December weekly reports, the lapse reports, the prior weekly reports. There's the other one. Alright, now we just have the UCC emailer report open. So we have to change one of these to data. I always like to go with month first. So I'm going to change this to data so that we can email from it. It's got the monthly data. What?
Hey, so is this pretty much where Ryan's process?
Okay, so over here, copy. This has everybody and what they get. Over here, these are the counties that they get. The text in the email for the normal weekly and monthly reports, it'll be in this first one, text 1, and you'll notice that these are blank, and that's because they get their new filings later. I'll explain that in a little bit. So the other stuff will be text 2. Please see attached report 180 days out, and it's formulas, but it's all of these counties. This one bank, they wanted the whole state, so based on how much was in each state and keeping it in alphabetical order, that's why there's more counties on some of the rows. They have 9 rows, so they'll get 9 emails of stuff. I'm probably talking too much. I think y'all probably get it. So they get monthly reports, I believe, and it's sorted this way, like it's sorted by this. Well, it's sorted by the customer and then their status. and I have it to where the actives are first, but these special ones, lapse only. So it's just a note to me. Golly, I'm talking a lot. And then this is for the 90 to 121. Coming down to active cust monthly, and then active cust weekly until, you know, so for the weeklies, there's only that many people. It's like 13. Once you get to the expired, you stop, and then there's inactive and prospect and stuff after that. And there's this one bank, yeah, they get their stuff. They want it in. You don't really need to know this, but they want it in PDF and XLS for like 20 counties, or more than that, maybe. I don't know, but all of these FSCs, they're actually gonna, each report is gonna go into an email, and that email is not gonna be sent until it gets down to the end, which would be well, halfway. I mean, so 1 to 21 and then 22 to 42. I'm talking too much. Alright, so let's send the report. We changed the monthly tab to data. So click the button, hit the show report for sending view. Now we're going to find the active cust monthlies. There's the first one. Oh, there's the first one. And then come down. Oh, I'm in inactive. Okay, last one right here.
Oh, monthly.
So shift, select it, select regular reports, because the new filings are the regular reports. Send. So it's 71. And then, but 42 out of those 71, it's basically going to be 2 instead of 42 in the tally of the total. I like to keep track of it by going to my sent folder. And here's the first one I sent. And I know that I'm supposed to be looking for, let's see, it says 71, but then minus 40, so 31. And then when it's done, I'll just count, you know, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, etc. Go ahead and pause it. Okay, so here we're back. It went back to a regular screen, which means it's done, or it should be done. There's number 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 20. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Oh. It did not send all the reports. It does that sometimes. I have no idea why. So, after the second email to bank with Southern Bank, nothing else went through. So I'm just moving this out. So we need to find Southern Bank. And here they are. The first two went through, so we need to start there and keep going. So we'll do that. So Southern Bank 3 to the end. Regular reports sent. That should be 8. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Alright, so we're good. Now we're going to delete this data tab and make this the data tab for the weekly people. And then everything's the same except we're going to choose too far. The active cust weeklies. Okay. So that goes through, follow through as usual or as before. Okay, so the weekly reports just finished. Now we're going to do the lapse reports. So start with 180 to lapse. Okay. Click on this. And all these people want. Oh, no. We're doing. Did I say?
I think you said 180.
Yeah, we're not doing 180. We want to do lapsed. Huh. Okay, we're pausing. Something went wrong. Okay, we're back in the video, and all I did was add the lapsed stuff in here. Um, it creates a new book for lapsed, and then a book for another new book for the lapsing files, and I just forgot to put them together. So just now I did the the mover copy and moved it to what we had already saved here. So it's got everything in there now. Oh, yeah, and it crashed. That happens. This is, man, this video is over an hour long. Alright, so it didn't save. Yep. Go. Alright, I gotta go and put it back in. Okay, so we're back. So I've added the lapsed. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna move or copy this one sheet to the UCC emailer, and I'll put it, let's see, before the 180. Create copy. Okay, so it's right after the data tab. Alright, now we can get rid of that. Yeah, save the changes. Okay, now we're gonna send the lapse reports, and it's gonna send the lapse reports because of the name. For the for all the other reports that have lapse in it, it's only gonna send to 45 to lapse, and we'll get to that in a second. Right now, let's go ahead and send the lapsed. All these people get lapsed.
Well,
And then one more. And then you can, now it's down to inactive. So there's no more active that have lapsed in that column. And then we click lapsed. That tells it to use the tab that's called lapsed. And send the reports. And it's going to be 10, and it's going to be just like sending before. So we'll pause for the next one. Okay, so the lapsed reports are done. Next, we'll do the 45 to lapse. There's one. There's another one. and you can hold control and click the next one, and it still keeps any other ones that you've clicked. That one, that one, that one. Should be 7. And then that's the end of the active. So that's when you stop. And then we're going to click on the soon to lapse report, which is going to look for the 45 to lapse tab. And there it goes. Alright, so that's done. And let's say we can do 90 next. Well, go ahead and delete this. And then you have to change the number to 45. I tried a lot to just do it easier the other way, and it just didn't work out. So this is how we have to do it. I have to manually change it each time. So 45. Oh, what am I doing? 90. Hello. We're selecting the 90s. Not the 90 to 121. Only the 90s. Okay. Send to lapse. Boom. Okay, 90s are done. Same thing. Delete. And then you would change the 180 and then change the 90 to 121, and that's it. That's all the reports. Signing out.